Just can't beat a good protein shake, can you? I'm going to talk a bit about supplements today. What supplements I take, why I take them, and if I think it's really necessary to take supplements at all. The fitness world has some of the best marketers in the world. If you flick open any men's health or men's fitness magazine and look through all the advertisements for supplements, and I challenge you not to be sucked in by them, because these adverts promote massive muscles, you know, the guy standing there with his big tub of protein powder, and most people who don't know any better would think, yeah, I want a bit of that action. But is it actually necessary to take all these supplements? Let's find out. Is it necessary to take supplements? It's not necessary, it's not a necessity for you to take supplements, but there is a time and a place for them, and with some supplements, I would say if you're doing certain sports, then it's really going to benefit you to take some of them. Good old-fashioned protein shake. It's the staple of any gym goer, and in a lovely cinnamon Danish flavour. But is it absolutely necessary? Probably not, no. Now, protein comes in loads of different sources. You can get it from meat, fish, dairy, lots of pulses, lots of beans, everything like that. And to be honest with you, that should be your go-to. For starters, you should always be trying to get as much as you can from the food that you eat. For me, protein shakes are a backup. They're a convenience when nothing is there afterwards. I've trained today, I was able to eat afterwards, so I didn't bother going for a shake. But they're there more for me every time. It's just convenience if I'm not able to get to food. They're also super handy if you're on the go. So if you're going somewhere and you think it's probably going to be a while between my meals, I'm not able to get some food. If you've got a protein shake with you, if you're trying to hit a certain number of macros each day, then again, it's probably going to be beneficial for you to take a protein shake. So that's the first supplement that I take to aid my training and my recovery. This is the next supplement I take. This is instant oats. They're just very, very finely milled oats. When we get into the packet, I'll show you. So these here you can see really, really fine, almost like dust. And for me, they're perfect post-workout. These go in my shake, get around 80 grams of carbohydrates per serving of these in the shake, and that's exactly what I want after I finish training. They've been milled already, so they're very, very easily digested, which means that they get to my muscles where I need it the most, and they get there very, very quickly. There are lots of other carbohydrates that you can have post-workout. Dextrose, maltodextrin, there's a lot of other ones. They don't really agree with me. I don't like taking them. This is, for me, is the best one. I don't get any sort of bloating with it. And it's my preferred option every single time. So next up we've got BCAAs. Now these are branched chain amino acids. As we know, basically our bodies are built up of amino acids. They are proteins. So they are leucine, isoleucine and valine. This has 2 grams of leucine, 1 gram of isoleucine and 1 gram of valine in there. Now there was a lot of research to suggest that these don't really do that much. For me, I like to drink them while I'm training. Now whether that's more of like a placebo effect, that it reduces muscle soreness, I'm willing to say it probably is for me. But I like the idea that when I'm training, I've got, you know, some protein going in there whilst I'm training. A lot of other research says that they're beneficial if you're training fasted, maybe first thing in the morning, but other than that, they don't really do much. I quite like the taste of them. This is bitter lemon flavour, and I just like to have them when I'm training, so that's really personal preference over anything else. Now my last one is creatine. Now if you don't know what this is and you do strength training or you do any sort of lifting, then you need to get to know what this is. This is my probably go-to supplement that I would recommend to anyone that does strength training, lifts weights regularly in the gym, and I will tell you why. So this is, as you can see, is CreaPure. This is probably the purest form of creatine you are able to buy. It's close to 100%. If you're not sure what creatine is, it's produced naturally in our body by our muscles, and essentially what our muscles use to use energy. So it is found in foods, but when supplementing with it, it's used for building muscle and it's used for strength gains. So like I said, this is a go-to for me. I would say probably take around 5 grams of this. Post-training, our muscles can only hold so much creatine in one go. And dependent on your body mass is going to be dependent on how much of this you take. 5 grams is probably more than enough for me post-training. And like I said, for anyone who's looking to, who's doing powerful lifts, who's regularly lifting weights in the gym, any sort of Olympic weightlifting, anything like this, this supplement here is going to be your go-to. So it's a little recap of that. So we looked at protein powders. With them, I mean, that's really up to you. For me, they're convenience more than anything else. We looked at instant oats as well, and for me, that's a personal preference. That's what I choose as my post-workout carbohydrate straight away if I'm going to have that in protein shape, because it mixes really well. It's very easily digestible, and it seems to agree with me. The third one we looked at was BCAAs, branch chain amino acids. They were leucine, isoleucine, and valine. With these, again, that was a personal preference for me. I quite like the idea of having that during a training session. Whether the research backs that up or not, I don't know. Probably more towards the side of it not backing it up. And the last one we looked at was creatine, and more importantly, it was CreaPure. So you can get creatine monohydrate. That is around 98.9% pure. CreaPure is probably as close to 100% pure as you are going to get. I sound like I'm talking about drugs here. I'm not. I'm honestly not. And it's a white powder as well. So they were the 4 supplements that we looked at today. Hopefully you found that interesting. If you've got any questions about the supplements, then just put it in the comment section below, and I'm more than happy to answer the questions that you've got.